On March 24th of 2026, a Des Moines police officer was involved in a fatal shooting incident on the city's south side. Both the Office of the Attorney General for the state of Iowa and the Polk County Attorney's Office have issued rulings that the officer's use of deadly force during this incident was legally justified. This video has been prepared to help you understand what happened that night. It contains still photos and audio and video recordings from the incident as it occurred. It has been edited for time and edited of the most graphic content. The content may be disturbing for some, so viewer discretion is advised.
Just after 7 p.m. on March 24, 2026, a father called the Des Moines Police Department to request a welfare check on his adult daughter, Martasha McKenzie, who is also known to her friends and family as Tay.
Des Moines 911, do you need police, fire, or mental health services?
Police.
Okay, where at?
Right behind D.M.I.G.E, Southridge D.M.I.G.E. It's a domestic. My daughter's been her location is pinpointed. She's been having complications with the father of her mother. The father of the child. I want to do a welfare check to see because she didn't get the kids from daycare. I had to get them.
The father was concerned because Tay had not been answering calls or messages, had missed an appointment with him at 2 p.m. that day, and had not picked up her children from daycare. All of these circumstances were unusual for Tay. Officers Noah Devaney and Marcel Greaser met with the father at the Flats on 5th apartment complex located in the 7100 block of Southeast 5th. This was where 33-year-old Zakar Jeffrey lived. Jeffrey was the father of one of Tay's children and had been in a prior relationship with Tay. The officers attempted to make contact with anyone inside Jeffrey's apartment, but did not receive a response. The officer spoke with other residents of the building, but did not learn any information about activity at Jeffrey's apartment that day. The officers also requested property management bring a key to the apartment and requested that a police supervisor come to their location. While they waited for property management and the police supervisor to arrive, the father provided officers with additional details that there had been prior issues with alcohol and violence in the relationship. Prior to the police supervisor's arrival, the property manager arrived and unlocked the door. The officers informed the father that they were going to wait for their supervisor to arrive, as they had not heard anything from inside the apartment that indicated anyone was in immediate danger. The father, concerned for the well-being of his daughter, opened the apartment door, paused briefly, and then stepped into the apartment. Very suddenly, Jeffrey appears from the interior of the apartment and begins to slash at the father with a knife. The father was able to block a strike from Jeffrey and quickly back into the hallway. The officers, one on each side of the door, back away from Jeffrey as he appears in the doorway. Jeffrey runs into the hallway and with the knife raised begins to charge Officer Devaney. Officer Devaney backs away from Jeffrey, but Jeffrey quickly advances on him with the knife raised. Officer Devaney draws and fires his handgun as Jeffrey advances to within an arm's length of him. Jeffrey falls to the ground. After Officer Greaser confirms that there is no longer a threat in the hallway, he enters the apartment. He sees a large amount of blood in a bathroom to the left of the entry door. This was later determined to be blood from blade cuts Jeffrey had on his arms and neck. Officer Greaser moves further into the apartment and finds Tay in a bed, obviously deceased and beyond help. It was later determined that she had a ligature mark on her neck and had died from asphyxiation hours prior to the officer's arrival. Despite life-saving efforts from both the officers and Des Moines fire medics, Jeffrey died at the scene. Body-worn camera video will begin now. Viewer discretion is advised.
We check all the boxes.
Yeah, and let our supervisor, because there are...
I understand the law parts of Facebook.
Yeah, because obviously we want people to be safe, but people do have a right to privacy.
Respectfully. But the lady, I don't want to mention her name, scared or whatever, but she said there was a thing going on like 3 in the morning, and I remember telling me that they had gotten to the confrontation with the messy thing.
Okay.
At 3 in the morning.
This like.
No, it's about 14th Valentine's weekend.
Okay. Oh, okay. Month ago or so.
Yeah. She's like.
Des Moines Police welfare check.
Okay. The reason why we're asking is we have a concerned father here trying to get contact with his daughter. Have you heard anything like fighting or anything like that? That'd be alarming.
Have you seen anybody come and go from there today? Yeah, no, not paying attention. That's fine. That's okay. Thank you.
Des Moines Police Department, welfare check. Des Moines Police Department, welfare check. Please come to the door. Des Moines Police Department, welfare check. We're not going anywhere. Please come to the door.
Or you got the key? Property
Management.
My daughter's in there.
Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa!
Fired, shots fired. Stay down on the ground! Stay down on the ground! We got a black male adult. He's down on the ground. He's got a knife in his hand. Greaser's checking the apartment now for the female half. Marcel, you good? Yeah, officer's okay.
The Des Moines Police Department will convene a use of force review committee, the official administrative review process.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the I.M.A.G.E TV podcast. And we are here. My name is Bobby Pate. I'm the president and founder of I.M.A.G.E for Lives. We're here with David Ewing, one of our guests on the show. And we've had a very disrupting and saddened situation in Des Moines, Iowa, where our brother David Ewing lost his daughter due to domestic violence. And so David has been very thorough about the situation. He's been very truthful and has had an open heart. So this topic is on domestic violence and mental health, as we have a huge problem with this in our community. David, it is a pleasure with all that you are going through to have you on the show.
Appreciate it.
So you can kind of go into this a little bit better than I can. News Channel 8 has interviewed you with these stories.
Yeah.
You lost your daughter due to domestic violence and mental health issues. And so there's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of people who don't really know what happened. And you're here. And so could you please speak on that to give us a little more clarity and understanding?
Well, I'm going to speak on it briefly. Well, my daughter, Martasia McKenzie, age 33, she had a typical day that morning. She took me I stayed all night at her crib that night because I had returned a rental car, and she had a session with me at 1:30 for personal training. I had Crunch Fitness, so she dropped me off. She dropped me off at my apartment and went to work at Enterprise. And I started calling her about 1 p.m. She didn't answer. Then I seen her beacon on her social media on the Facebook. It was beeping, so I knew she was active. But sometimes she calls me right back. You know what I mean? And then I called her about 2:30. She didn't answer. 3:30, she didn't answer. Then I waited till like about 4:15. She still didn't answer. So I thought she may have got arrested or something. So I called the police station to see if there was any, her name came through, but it didn't. So about 5:15, my nephew called. Because the daycare called my sister, because that's emergency contact, and said that she hasn't picked up the kids yet. So my nephew called me, said he picked up the kids. I said, well, come and get me, you know what I mean? Because I'm still thinking that something, not that what happened yet, but I thought that maybe she got arrested. You know what I mean? Because that's the only thing could happen. Because she normally typically calls me. So he came to pick me up, and then he called his daughter, May, and May pinned her location to her phone because they always kept location on her phone. The girls did on each other's phone, and it was Southridge Mall. So he went out to Southridge where her ex-boyfriend stayed. You know what I mean? Jeffries, and I seen her car there, and that's when I knew something was wrong, because she normally would, with me seeing her car there, I knew she would possibly be in his apartment, which I didn't know where. So I called, I took a picture of his license plates, and this is about like 5:40. We got there about 5:30. About 5:40, I took a picture of his license plates and called the Des Moines Police Department, and I gave them the description of license plates, thinking they would give me the address to the apartment, but they couldn't because it's protocol just to send the officer first. So they called the officer, and my nephew was still doing research on whereabouts what building he stays in to what apartment. So he got the building, then he got the floor, but not the apartment number itself. So I went up to the 3rd floor, hollering her name, so that people can come out, to the hallways. And I had a screensaver picture of his Facebook, and was trying to show people that was coming out his picture. Nobody really responded to the to the picture. So a lady came out and told me that there was screaming about two doors down, and she didn't want no part of it. So she kind of went to the stairwell, took me outside. She pointed up at the apartment. So I looked up there, and then I went back up there, and it was the second apartment. It was apartment 306, knocking on the door sideways because I thought, I knew something was wrong, but I didn't hear a voice, boom, knocking on the door again. Boom, 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 bones. I call it bones. And nobody came. During this time, I'm still waiting for the police. It's about 30 minutes to pass. And no police officers showed up or went outside. Came outside or pulled up or anything. So I'm still knocking, boom, 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 boom. Bones. And then I stopped, act like I walked away. And then I heard some noise in there, like scuffling, but nothing, significance to my daughter screaming my name. Because I know she would have heard me. So this about 35 minutes to 40 minutes past. I called the police, the DMP again. Typically, they'll show up right away.
How long did it take them to show up?
About 40 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, 40 minutes. So I called them again, and they said the DMP was pulling up. Said flag them down. Go out there and flag them down. So I went out there. I flagged them down. And the first thing when they got out the car, they asked me for my ID, asked me for my identification, which I found it odd. So I said, no, you don't need my identification. Come on, we got to go there. What apartment is it? So one of the officers said it was, they got a call, said it was apartment 306. The apartment was 306. And so I ran back upstairs to 306 with the police officers, knocked on the door. They was knocking on the door. This is the Morris Police Department. We're doing a check, welfare check. They was calmly, then I banged on the door some more. They was like, let us do our job. You know what I'm saying? I'm banging. I said, my daughter's in there. Can't y'all kick it in? And then and then it was like, no, we got to wait for the sergeant in order to get, because they had to follow protocol in order to get verification because they be getting lawsuits. I guess I found this out later. So boom, so they knocking on the door again. Boom, boom, boom. Then they got more aggressive with the knocks. This is DMP. So they stopped and they heard scuffling, like somebody scuffling, walking around in there. So I said, why don't you just kick the door in? You know what I mean? So they was like, no, we can't do that. We still got to wait for the lieutenant. So I said, why don't you call maintenance? You know what I mean? They said, we already did. So after I said that, maintenance, this is like probably about 50 minutes, almost an hour after I got there. So maintenance walked up, 2 ladies. They opened the door, unlocked the door, and they sit back. They said, we still got to wait for the lieutenant, the sergeant to come.
The police officers said after the maintenance let you in, they said that we still
opened
have
the
to
door.
wait.
They didn't let me in. They opened the door. They unlocked the door.
Okay.
The 2 officers stepped back, said we still got to wait for the sergeant to come. So I pushed one of the officers to the side, and I opened the door. And I took one step in. When I opened the door, it was dark. It was dark inside. So I said, Bones. Then I took 2 more steps in.
And that's what you call your daughter, Bones?
Yeah, Martasia.
Yes.
And I took 2 more steps in to the 3rd step in, and then the officer was holding the door with the flashlight, and I'm in there by myself. So the dude came to the right of me. I raised my hand. He came with a knife, blood all down his arm, bleeding, and it was fresh blood. So he came with a knife down, jabbing me down, and I blocked it, and I hit him. And I'm stepping back. As he's coming towards me again. Because he stepped back, so as he started coming towards me again, the police officers that was on the side of me, kind of one of them drew his weapon, was like, put the weapon down. So by the time we out in the hallway, I'm falling back to the hallway along with the officers. So he took off. The dude took off with the knife to the right, and I took off to the left. You know what I'm saying, to kind of just stagger back. And he started hitting him. He started swinging at the officer with the knife. So the officer hit him 2 times with the gun. Pow, pow. Then he kept on going to him. Pow, pow. But this time I'm laying down because there's just some bullets coming towards me. You know what I mean? And the other officer, which was in the entrance of the doorway. You know what I mean? So he hit him two more times. He hit him about 6 times. Then he dropped to his knees, and he kept on trying to zap at him, hit him, I think 2 more times. He hit him total of 8 times. Then at the end of the hallway, that's when he fell. Then I get up off the floor, and I run in there. And then the officers coming out. As I was running in, the officers coming out, grabbed me, said, we can't have you in there, woo-woo. And took me down. And then it was still dark in there. There was no lights on or anything because it had a flashlight. So he took me down the stairs, and I didn't hear my daughter or anything, call my name. So I went downstairs, and that's when the police came because they was trying to resuscitate him or whatever. That didn't work. So then I found out pretty much my daughter was passed away, and passed away on that.
Well, first of all, not only do our prayers go out to you and your family, but also to our whole community and everybody that was affected by this. And so I hope that everyone that's listening to this show, if you have anyone out there that is caught up into domestic violence, mental illness, this is very, very important information for you to hear. I mean, this is someone who was actually witnessed this situation and is going through this right now. And so we ask that your prayers be with David and his family. His daughter, her name was Martasia McKenzie, and everyone knew her in Des Moines. Everyone knew her as David's daughter. We have people here in our community that have come to support David. And so, David, I want to first of all tell you thank you, for being as strong as you are.
Yeah.
I mean, when reality hits like this, it brings us closer to God. I know that you are a believer in God. And so, I want to say that I thank you for being strong and being honest about the truth. And is there anything that you want to tell people out there?
Well, leading up to the fact of her demise, she was. They were going back and forth with the arguments, and he came over. He became to drink more. Alcohol became to take effect of him, and I talked to the man several times. But the times that I talked to him, and I had physical contact with him one time because he came over there and to her house. You know what I'm saying? Of course, they lived in separate houses, and he put hands on he hit my grandson, which was 13.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, he hit him because he didn't want to respond to him. And so me and him got in a physical confrontation. So did my daughter, with him, and I thought that was going to be the end of it. But that was like about 2 months ago that he did this, and she still wanted to adjust to him because he was going through some depression issues because of his background.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He came from a cult that was in Chicago. His mother and father is locked up. He's doing like 126 years. So his upbringing determined, what he was psychologically going through, mm-hmm. because he was abandoned as a young child, and that's where my daughter fell victim to helping him more. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of story and depth about the man that did this to my daughter, and with him not having a father in his life, you know what I mean, and his mother a part of the cult, so he didn't really have anybody. So my daughter was more of his mother, played the nurturer,
yes,
as women do, especially black women. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that's what she was playing, and she was really trying to help him, and that's what she was about. And of course they have a 4-year-old daughter together, so the love was more natural for her to be in depth with him than it was. And then he played his part too. He played his role as far as being a father. I mean, he played with the kids. When he came into the picture, he was part of the kids' life. So he wasn't a villain like all the time. You know what I mean? 'Cause I definitely didn't see this coming, but
Well, I'll tell you, David, we have some people that have come into the studio today.
Right.
here in Des Moines, Iowa. And ladies and gentlemen, we are here in Des Moines, Iowa, home of the Image for Lives headquartered movement. We've got some other guests that I want to introduce. Now, normally I do this a little different, where I will have my guests come out of the chair and then we'll bring up the other guests. But because you're a friend of mine and because we have all friends and family in the house, I'm going to get up and I'm going to let them come in.
Okay.
And then I'm going to kind of let you guys run the podcast. They wanted to come in to support you. Terry Harrison is a cousin of mine, and he was the one that actually called me. He was the one that called me when all this happened. And so Terry is here. He wanted to come in. We also have Belifia Parks here, and we also have Cedric Hall in here. So I'm going to get up, and these guys wanted to come in and just show a little love and support to you. So I'm going to let them do that.
What up, DU?
What's up, brother?
Y'all, my voice is kind of messed up. My vocal cord was wrapped around a tumor that was on my chest. But when this happened, me and my cousin Bobby, we was just on good terms, just chopping it up. I would call him like my physical therapist. So I was really crying when he called me. I ain't gonna lie. I was crying when he called me. He's like, what's up with you? I'm like, man, nigga, got my sister. But it hits different though when you gotta hear your mom say it. You know what I'm saying? And then I want you to know, like, this is my step pops. You know what I'm saying? I keep it up. I'm always 100 about everything. I done had 2 step pops. David was my first, and Boo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Them are the only 2 men I know.
Man, you rest in peace.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, but when this happened, it just fucked me up, bro. Like, excuse my language. But it messed me up. I'm still messed up to this day. Because like I said, I had ended up getting cancer, and my sister stood up. Like, I'm talking about stood up for me, bro. Was there every day talking to me, Terry, what you need? You know what I'm saying? For my birthdays, even for my kid's birthday, I just seen her March 4th. We was at the skating rink on the east side. She brought all the boys. She was there, got them presents and everything. So it's like, it's crazy this happened, but I thank God so much for just giving me that time with her. You know what I'm saying? For real, he gave me that time with her, so I can't really dwell on him because I'm like, I know what he did. You know what I'm saying? And I know what God did, and I'm happy for it. But it's just like she was the baby, so it's like it just ain't right. And like I said, that's my mom's daughter. You know what I'm saying? Whether she didn't make her, it didn't matter. I got sisters that's not my sisters. I got blood sisters that's not my sister. Like how Tay is my sister. You know what I'm saying? So. But like I said, I was fighting a different type of battle. She was there. I got stage 4 thyroid cancer. My head's high though. I'm not, dwelling on it. I got a mom. I'm raising 3 boys, so I got to keep my head high. And this is going on with the family. We ain't got no time to talk about this. I'm still living. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's where we at with it. Come on, Lou.
Well, I'm Lou Parks, and I'm one of the community leaders here in Des Moines, and I'm from Chicago. So I've been knowing DU's daughter. I actually knew DU's daughter before I knew DU from the Boys and Girls Club. So when I actually came to Des Moines, I came to the east side. So I have a lot of family members, and they like my kids. So DU's daughter was like one of my daughters. So it's like if people from Des Moines know Pat Kason, like all the kids on the east side, they was like my kids. And so this was tough for me, and it's still, it's tough. But, we all getting through this. And, when I met DU, he, through basketball and just sports and life, he became like a brother to me, and so, this is life and we all getting through it, but it's a tough situation, and Des Moines, I'm from Chicago, but Des Moines is where I live and it's my family down here. And so when one of us hurt, we all hurt. But we gonna get through it. And with the man up above, all things are possible. And I love this brother. And so when we come together as one. So I came here to support my brother.
Appreciate you.
My name's Cedric Hall.
I know DU for many years. My two nieces is his daughter. So my sister is been with DU. My Nevaeh is my oldest niece. His oldest daughter by my sister.
Second to the oldest.
So she's second.
She's oldest
second
now.
Oldest, and my sister's oldest. And Zaire Ewing.
Third to the oldest.
Is the third oldest. Both my only nieces. So my family been affected by this directly. Me and DU go back from the basketball courts and just being in Des Moines. So I knew DU before he was with my sister.
Yeah.
Maybe not as close as we are now. And over the years, my two oldest nieces are 23 and 21.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it hit home. It hit home. So I'm just here for support. DU knows what it is. It's coming up. I mean, it's hard and it's eventful, but we always there. So when I got the call from Sherelle telling me what had happened, it was like, damn. And it's like all this stuff, we usually don't grieve with it or deal with it till after it's done. And since talking with DU afterward, since then, he's trying to bring us together to deal with it before it happens. Because now the only thing to do from this situation is try to prevent it or affect it in a way to where it's not tolling on us the way it is now. And a lot of things we got to learn when it's already too late. We just want to start making it too late. So coming on these podcasts and talking to the people you love with preventful measures, so we don't have to take these measures. But in a way, we just got to take the good with the bad. And this one hit, and we just gonna deal with it how we know how to. And you know the phrase, like I told him, it don't kill us and make us stronger. So we gotta make this one make us stronger and try to prevent some of the things going on in our communities as we see it and as we know it. Do you keep doing what you're doing, what you was doing prior to even this happened? I'm sorry.
It's hard.
Again, I already know, but I don't know, and that's what I told you.
It's hard.
I don't understand it, but I understand it, and like I told you, the person you are, I know it's gonna make you stronger.
Yeah.
And just keep doing what you're doing. And,
yeah.
I don't know, man. This one's a rough one.
Yeah. Appreciate you.
Yes.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have seen some real life, real situations here right in Des Moines, Iowa. Again, David Ewing is our brother. And so whenever we have a brother that goes through a situation like this, we come together and we give them our support. And so, you know, whoever it may be, we just ask and pray that if you're having a situation like this, or you're experiencing any type of situation with domestic abuse, or any situation that involves danger and violence and death, possibly, that you understand it and get a hold of it quickly and resolve the problem. One thing about David I want to say real quick is that you even said you've forgiven the man that did this because you knew he had mental illness problems.
I forgive him, but I don't like him. I was raised not to hate and be forgivable. You know what I mean? Have a forgivable heart. At the same time, I like to bring some attention to. I didn't see this coming. Like she didn't have no prior like bruises or black eyes. None of that. She was more the aggressor. She was the aggressor too, because she'll fight too. Mm-hmm. And but the way she passed away was strangulation. She wasn't touched. She wasn't stabbed. She didn't have no abrasions on her body. The autopsy ain't came back, but I just heard from somebody telling me because I wanted to know, you know what I mean? So I thought she was stabbed. So strangulation is a passionate way of death. So I think that with the separation that they was going through, I don't know what was going through his head. I know he had to been intoxicated or something, but she didn't have that. So like I said, I didn't see it coming. I didn't see no bruises. Tay never told me that he did, you know, and I see my daughter every day, you know what I'm saying, and I never seen that. So that's what leads to the mental health thing, you know what I mean, and that's what leads to his alcoholism. So I think when it comes to after my daughter passed away, I'm hearing from her girlfriends and her close friends and her cousins about how, you know, they was arguing hard, heavy, you know what I mean, the arguments, you know, and she was bouncing back with the, you know, F you too and all this, and he was more of I think he was more intimidated by her past. You know what I mean? A man can be easily intimidated by another woman's past, you know what I'm saying, who they mess with.
Sure.
I got a few that shake my hand, and they've been mad about their ex before, you know what I'm saying? So I know, not to be on some funny tip, but I know how some men are, you know what I'm saying? I think he was one of them. But I think when it comes to women that have friends that know about a man verbally abusing them, you know what I mean, verbally abusing, and kind of like physically sometimes maybe come here, that's the women. The women need to talk to the women and ask that women to help that man if they love him that much, seek some help, some therapy. You know what I mean? I think with therapy, what she was trying to tell him, like, let's go to therapy. You know what I mean? Instead of her girlfriends laughing at the situation. Tay was the one that advised, because she heard from me, take him to therapy. You know what I mean? If you love him that much, take him to therapy. See what's going on in his head to make him come back with or argue with you instead of going fighting fire with fire.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with that, girls talk to women, you know what I mean? Men talk to men, but it's like, when it comes to the black men, they don't talk to each other about, like, how you doing? How's your mental? How's your mental health? You know what I'm saying? How's your depression? You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Because we got this testosterone that we don't like to do that. You know what I mean? So when it comes to the women, they always want to glorify who they talking to, or you know what I mean? The women talk. Yeah. If you've been in women groups before, I have been in a few, but it's like women need to start diagnosing the relationship issues that their girlfriends have, so it won't advance to where my daughter, you know what I'm saying, to lead to somebody being deceased. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's real spit. That's real talk.
Right. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, David. And you know, I thank all you guys for coming in. Terry, Lil Terry, Lou, and man, Cedric. You know, I know that your sister also. You know, you have a niece and nephew, two nieces. Yeah.
Sherelle.
Yeah, the family is just so tight knitted here that, you know, this was a shock again to our community.
Yeah, it is.
So we wanted to make awareness, and so that's why we were here on this podcast. So thank you for being professional. Yeah. And being a stand-up.
Yeah, I appreciate one more thing. I appreciate everybody, you know what I'm saying, sending their condolences, their sincere condolences, because I had people that reached out that I don't even know that knew my daughter, you know what I mean, and she was loved heavy, you know what I mean, and I like that, and I respect that.
Was there a GoFundMe or anything for that?
Yeah, there's a GoFundMe for the kids, not for her burial.
Okay.
For the babies. She left 6, and I took over guardianship.
Oh,
so
wow.
I'll be raising them. Yeah,
wow.
So there's a GoFundMe on the GoFundMe page for Martasia McKenzie.
Where can they go find that GoFundMe page?
Martasia McKenzie on GoFundMe, I believe. That's how you.
Okay, is that on Facebook?
Yeah, it's on Facebook. David Mays, M-A-Y-E-S.
Okay.
And that they can go find it.
And we ask anyone out there watching, you've heard and seen this podcast, please support the cause. You know, David has stepped up now to take care of his daughter's 6 kids.
Definitely that.
And so he needs that kind of help and support. So thank you all for tuning in. Once again, you've been locked and loaded into the I.M.A.G.E TV podcast, and we have been here on a very serious topic. And so until next time, we want to say thank you, and we will see you again very soon.
Ain't allowed in my book no more. Problems get solved and revolve with ammo when I'm fo-fo. For sure I get the record blast 5 times. 254 sentenced to jail time.